So I managed to grab a pair of these Fear of God Adidas athletics basketball trainers, and the color coding is carbon, carbon, carbon. This is kind of the only one that was on the confirmed app that I was able to get, and I went a half size up, and it came with this outer box, but basically they kind of saved those for the collabs, and it's fine, but I think they could probably do without it and reduce the packaging, in my opinion. But the Bad Bunnies also come with an outer sleeve as well, but that seems to get ruined after a while. And with this trainer, like the actual box itself, I thought it was worth showing, because it's slightly different to the norm. This is my first Fear of God product as well, so this is like, I don't really buy sort of things like clothing and things like that. That sort. Just find them a bit sort of too overpriced. I think the trainers at 220 aren't that bad in terms of the pricing, and this has like an emboss kind of. I don't know if it's metal. It doesn't feel like metal; it just feels more like plastic, really. But it's just kind of protruding outside of the box, so it's kind of sort of stuck in there. And then also you got the Adidas Fear of God embossing here as well, which is a nice touch. And the box is really sturdy as well, so it feels like you're getting a premium product. So this is the first time that I'm seeing them as well. And basically in the box you get, similar to the Huff Dunks, the San Francisco SB Dunks that I got, they have a kind of, they were in like a shoe bag as well. So let's see, it comes with like a Velcro strap, and without the trainers. So in hand, they look quite nice. They look very sort of sturdy. I think it's got kind of the very much so the Adidas aesthetics as well. And I think what I mean by that is, if you look at Yeezy products and if you look at some of the Adidas trainers, they kind of got this futuristic vibe to them, especially like the newer products that are releasing. They kind of look like something that is probably produced sort of 10 years from now, and maybe people aren't quite ready for that kind of stuff. But I kind of like anything that's sort of forward thinking. You got the Fear of God branding on the back of the heel, and then Adidas at the front. And in terms of the look and style of it, it's not wowing me, because obviously it's just a black color. The sole seems very sort of sturdy and firm, which I suppose probably is good for basketball. I used to play basketball when I was younger, but not so much now. But I don't know, how these would actually do on a court. But I would imagine probably not very well. You're probably still better off buying a pair of LeBrons. And I can see, there's sort of a little bit of a glue stain there. I thought it was just a bit of a dirt, but no, it's a glue stain that's kind of on there. I can see some of the glue staining around, where the sort of sole meets the upper. And there's a few sort of marks and scratches I can see as well. I don't know whether that's another glue stain, but that seems to be on there as well. But I think for the price, I can't really sort of argue too much. It's a new sneaker, and it's obviously a Fear of God as well. I was expecting it to be a lot more expensive than £220. But initial thoughts, I think they're cool. I think they look nice. Not sure if I would keep this one or probably wait out for a colorway that's more sort of up my street. I did like the sesame one, but then wasn't a fan of it kind of being half white and then the rest black. I think that makes it look a bit odd to me, but all personal preference, I guess. Also like this angle collar here, and I would say it does give me very much sort of Yeezy Quantum vibes as well, because the sole is very sort of thick and firm, and it just feels hard. And I haven't put them on feet, so that's probably what I'll do next. So the details for the Fear of God Athletics 1 basketball sneaker, it's a carbon colorway, so it's basically triple carbon, and basically means it's black. It has a Lightstrike midsole, which is supposed to give you sort of more responsive, sort of quicker movement off your heel and just onto your next step. So in that sense, it's got kind of the latest Adidas technology in there. It has the premium knit with TPU overlays, so it means that you're not going to have any kind of issues in terms of letting water get onto the trainer as well. It's not obviously Gore-Tex, but there seems to be sort of a protective layer over the knit, which is a good thing, especially like during sort of autumn winter time. It has a molded TPU cage as well, so the triple stripes that you see, those are the cage, and basically sort of keeps you sort of your foot locked in place, really, especially when you tie up the laces if you're using it more as a performance sneaker. But it gives you sort of support when your foot's in there. Price is $220, which I think for a new silhouette is, especially in this day and age, is pretty reasonable. It's kind of similar to how Yeezys were priced. I would say in terms of comfort and sizing, it has a firm sole, so it's not, I don't think it's, in my eyes, it's not a medium. It's kind of similar to what you would find on a Jordan 4, I guess. And in terms of sort of the way it sort of supports your foot, it has a good sort of arch support in there and heel support, and it's similar to, like I said, the Jordan 4 or like an Air Max 1, where your heel is elevated, so you sit kind of slightly sort of higher up, so it also basically allows you to sort of lift off quicker as you're walking. So in that sense, it's got a lot of support around there. The ankle collar I think is a cool feature as well. It kind of keeps your foot locked in place. Obviously, if you've got a smaller leg, so you probably want to use a bungee cable, but for me, I didn't need to use that and felt no slippage or anything like that. I'd recommend going half a size up, because especially for sort of wide footers, and Adidas trainers in general always sort of run small in my eyes, and this kind of fits similar to like a Yeezy sneaker or any other Adidas sneakers that are new in the last sort of 10 years. And especially if you're wearing sort of thicker socks in the winter, then definitely recommend going half size and maybe even a full size. Usually what I find with Adidas trainers, there isn't much difference between going up half size or to a full size. So in terms of the look and style, the trainers have sleek aesthetics. I think the toe box itself is very kind of shaped, and it looks like they spent a lot of time kind of looking at the actual shape of the sneaker and trying to sort of fit within the fear of God, I suppose, methodology, and the overall sort of style and sense of it. So when you sort of see it on pictures, you can't tell that much, but it's only when you put it on foot, you can see the difference between sort of other sneakers. It's kind of more similar to, I would say, like a shoe. So it has a certain kind of more narrower shape to it, which I personally like. And I would kind of consider wearing them more in sort of spring, autumn, winter time. Reason being, I think they're quite I don't think they're much breathable, like in terms of the sneaker itself, but in terms of wearing them, they're kind of not waterproof, but they'll kind of keep you shielded against the elements to a certain extent. I'm not sure in terms of how long they would last in terms of durability, but it seems a well-made sneaker in that sense. Casual, smart casual. I think I wouldn't be wearing these with a suit, but anything, if you wear it with the blazer, it would look cool, for example. Or if you've got chinos on, it'll still look smart. Like I said, it's got that kind of shoe aesthetic to it, and it looks different from the norm, I guess. But you can also sort of dress it down and just wear it with joggers. Probably put in black or sort of sail laces. Sail laces look cool in there as well because of the midsole. So the pros and cons. It's a new silhouette. I'm always kind of for having something new and different. And the ankle collar, I really like that. I think that was also a cool touch, and it's a nice sort of feature to keep your foot in place. As I mentioned earlier, the toe box itself is just really, really cool in the way that it's been done and designed, and it's just got sort of clean lines. The premium package is a nice thing to sort of see, especially because you paid a lot of money for it. But if someone was to ask me, do you want £20 cheaper sneaker, and basically a simple box, then I'd take that all day. I don't think the box adds much value apart from the sort of wow factor to begin with, and then you're kind of left with a big box that you don't know what to do with. In terms of the cons, I think my pair anyway had a few glue stains on there, so I'm not sure why that was, but it seems to be I suppose it's just one of those things really, you kind of expect it in this day and age, but still not acceptable on an expensive sneaker. Comfort is kind of, I'm going to put it in a con because it's not like the most comfortable trainer you're going to wear. I don't know, over time, once you've sort of broken it in a bit, maybe it does kind of give in terms of sort of flex a bit more, but at the moment I think it's fine, it's wearable, but I don't know how in terms of sort of comfortability it's not up there compared to a 2002R, for example. The colour is basic as well, so that's my other gripe with it as well. I think the colour scheming could be something different and something unique to Fear of God, but I know usually when I've seen their clothing lines and things like that, it's usually quite basic colour palette. In terms of the rating, so in terms of look and style, I think it's a really cool sneaker. I'd probably I'd give it a 5 out of 5. I think they look really cool. It's just the sort of more the colour colour blocking really, it's just a bit boring, but at the end of the day it's going to do the job. In terms of comfort, I give it a 3, so it's not the most comfortable sneaker, but I'm not going to say it's horrible to wear. It's just standard. And the quality, I'd give it a 4 out of 5 just because of the glue stains. It's just not acceptable in an expensive sneaker really. And the pricing, I'm going to give it 5 because I think that it's a new silhouette, it's something different. It's a Fear of God trainer with Adidas, but in that sense it's considered a slightly more premium product, and it's similar price to sort of how Yeezy trainers were as well. They kind of mentioned that prices would come down, but I doubt that. I think they're kind of pitching this as the Yeezy replacement, so I doubt if prices would come down. I would only expect maybe the prices to kind of go up based upon the fact that they probably haven't made that many of this carbon colorway or this sesame colorway, and I think they probably want to limit the amount of numbers just to kind of build up sort of hype in general eventually, and kind of release other silhouettes and other different colors as well. So I feel the price will go up eventually anyway. And overall, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I don't think it's like a knockout sneaker where I kind of go, this is amazing, this is completely something, it's a game changer, and it's something completely different to what's out there. But overall, as a first attempt from Adidas and Fear of God, I think it's a cool sneaker.